for takeoff. Brakes set. Alternator light is off. Throttle 4,000 RPM. Ignition, magnetos, and we're going to go ahead and check the left first.
And what are you looking for?
A little bit of a drop, no more than 300 RPM drop.
Right.
Bring it back to both, and now going for right, and there is a little bit of a drop as well, not too much. Bringing it back to both. Fuel quantity indicators, and we're both at the same. We'll put it at half. Fuel pump on. Throttle. Idle.
You missed engine instruments. So you just, I looked at them, they were all good, but you want to make sure you check your engine instruments, make sure nothing's...
Roger, I pay more attention to sure I'm on the right. Let's see, throttles back to idle, and you're running, and it's all the way back.
All right.
Flaps, check for takeoff setting. We are at takeoff setting. Both of them are up, down. Flight controls check, and sure we have movement. The rudder, all right. Trim, set correctly. Takeoff brief. Want me to go out and do
What speed are we going to rotate?
we're going to be rotating probably at 50.
Okay.
However, I think there's takeoff at 47, I think.
And we're just going to...
We're going to go ahead and...
just pitch it back into a nose-high attitude and let the aircraft lift off. Now, it may take a little longer to lift off today because it's so high.
Roger.
All right, so...
And we're going to go ahead and climb to 300 and
let's go, yeah, yep.
pull up the flaps. Go ahead and shoot for a speed of 70.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and go into a pattern, just go straight north.
Let's depart straight out and climb to 3,000 feet.
All right, and now for emergency, want to do that one or?
Well, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do if the engine fails and your wheels are still on the ground?
Oh, if the wheels are still on the ground, we're going to go ahead and bring back throttle, let the nose down.
And just use brakes, right?
And just use the brakes.
If you've already taken off and your engine fails?
If take off, just we'll go ahead and go straight and find a soft landing.
We're going to land straight ahead, right?
Straight ahead.
The one thing they want you to understand is you don't try to turn back to the runway.
Roger.
Because you won't have enough altitude to make it.
Correct.
All right, good.
All right, transponder is on standby, but we're going to go ahead and bring it to
altitude encoding. Yep.
And there it is. Landing lights on.
All right.
And take off. All right. Here we go.
All right. I'm good.
Good. All right. And we're clear on the right. Nobody landing or?
I don't see anybody coming in.
All right. I don't see anybody on the runway, so
Go make your call.
okay.
Hanover traffic, TechNam 162 Sierra Foxtrot, departing runway 34 straight out. Hanover.
Hanover traffic, TechNam 162 Sierra Foxtrot, departing runway 34 straight out. Hanover traffic.
All right.
I still have a tendency to go out and touch a little bit on the ailerons.
Try to steer with the
That's right,
ailerons.
exactly.
I know. It's a hard thing to get over.
Yeah.
And then do another 90-degree turn to the right.
All right, clearing, and here we go. And I'm watching for traffic, trying to keep the attitude and speed.
Carroll County traffic, Saratoga 46 Romeo. Romeo is
Coming up to it, start straight out.
Overhead for left downwind for 16 Carroll County.
All right, we're back on the north heading.
All right, good. All right, now we're going to do our pre-landing checklist. Gas, fuel pump on. We don't have much else we can do. Undercarriage, it's down and locked. Mixture, we don't have a mixture. Power, we got our power setting where we want it at the moment. And seatbelts.
Seatbelts.
And we're good to go. Okay, I have the airplane.
You have the airplane.
All right, so what we're going to do is slow flight. We're going to get it trimmed a little bit. All right, so it's really simple. We're just going to bring our power back to about 3,000 RPM and hold our altitude. Okay. Now, as our airspeed bleeds off, we're going to have to pitch up just a little bit to, to hold the altitude.
Roger.
Okay, so airspeed's there. Bring our flaps in.
All right.
And as we get down to
we have to go ahead and increase the RPM.
Bring RPMs up.
That was right before a stall right there.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, we don't want to get too fast. So we got to find that power spot. We don't want to climb. So that's slow flight. Okay, so we're going 53 knots over the ground right now.
Roger.
Pretty much a non-event, right?
Non-event.
About 45 knots, it feels about right. I've got about 4,200 RPM. I'm not gaining or descending. And I've got a fair amount of right rudder in because I've got a lot of power in, and we're not moving very fast.
Roger.
So to recover from this, we just bring the power full in, bring our flaps up to takeoff. Okay, we hold that at our altitude and everything until we get to VY. Then bring our flaps all the way up.
Flaps are up. And we're in VY again.
All right, and then bring it back to cruise. All right, let's do a 180-degree clearing turn. Your airplane?
My airplane.
Let's do 180-degree clearing turn to the left.
Let me go ahead and adjust the trim real quick. Sorry, I'm slipping.
Okay.
All right, so we're doing a 180-degree to the left.
So we don't go too far north.
Roger. Here we go. Clearing. Clear.
So we just look for airplanes as we go along. So when you get down to about 50 knots, start bringing your power in. And you got to bring it in fairly smoothly and fairly quickly.
All right.
Tom, you're ready as loud and clear.
And again, make sure you're compensating for that torque with the right rudder.
Roger.
All right, this is a good heading.
All right.
Head over traffic warrior 51 uniform, 2 miles out on the 45 for downwind runway 34, head over.
All right, pre-landing check, dumps, gas, fuel pump on.
Pump on.
Gas on both tanks.
Are both.
Undercarriage.
Undercarriage is fixed.
Yep, fixed gear, down and welded. Mixture, no mixture. No power, we're gonna set that in a minute.
All right.
Seatbelt.
Power and the seatbelts.
All right. So go ahead and bring our power back to 3,000 RPM.
Power back to 3,000 RPM.
Hold your altitude.
And
so
hold in altitude, so just a little bit of a nose
little
up.
bit of back pressure as you speed bleeds off. Going back. All right, good. Go ahead and bring your flaps in all the way. Keep your nose up a little bit. There you go, right there. Not too much. All right, flaps all the way in. Now start bringing your power in to about 4,200. Right rudder. All right.
Yeah, it's I can feel it getting mushy, and I'm shooting for.
Yep, there you
roughly. Go. All right.
That's good. That's good. That's slow flight. All right.
And that's slow flight. I'm not gaining too much.
Hello, traffic warrior 51 uniforms, left downwind runway 34, Hanover.
I'm holding it at that speed.
Yep.
A little bit more power right there. I think that's the spot that you were talking about.
Yeah, just right there, about 45 knots, feels good.
And let me look outside and see what that feels like.
Good control, very good. Now they will, you definitely keep your hand on the throttle while you're doing slow play. The examiner will want to see you do that.
Roger.
Keep an eye on your airspeed, getting a little slow. Yep, nose over just a little bit so you don't start climbing. There you go.
Hanover traffic, Warrior 5 uniform, short approach, runway 34. Touch and go, Hanover.
All right, good. Let's go ahead and recover.
All right,
Power full in.
Power full in and
Flaps up to takeoff. All right, hold what you, not all the way up.
oops. Sorry.
Hold what you got to let your speed build up. You go up, you bring the flaps up too far, you could go into a stall.
Roger.
Keep the nose down so we're not climbing. We want to maintain the same altitude the whole time.
Roger that.
All right, your nose has got to stay down here.
Got it.
All right. All right, now bring your flaps all the way up. All right, good.
And there's our speed.
Bring your power back to 48. Nice, good job.
Thank you.
All right. Do a 180-degree turn to the north and call that our clearing turn.
All right, clearing.
Traffic Warrior 5 uniform.
No traffic.
No traffic. Turn right.
Hanover.
Now, again, to relate this to what we're learning is that slow flight is basically your approach to landing, and recovery is basically your go around.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wish you had more of a horizon. It'd be a little easier, but you're doing really good with it. So, and one of the things you want to think about is your heading.
Uniform, left crosswind, runway 34.
You can do the same thing, like find an outside reference point, okay?
Yes.
And keep that in front of you. Because we're not raising the nose up, you shouldn't lose sight of it, okay? And that'll help you hold your heading while you're doing this.
Right. Oops.
.51 knots, that's pretty slow.
Traffic, 6261 holding over EMI 3000.
We're being passed on the ground by cars.
So, I think for this event, this is actually a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've actually done it enough wind to fly backwards.
That's awesome.
Hanover traffic, Warrior 5 uniforms, left crosswind, runway 34, Hanover.
I'm trying to correct, now that I get the feel for it, I'm trying to correct the heading.
Turning left downwind, runway 34.
So if you want to correct the heading,
Stop.
just use
Head over.
a little bit of rudder control and very shallow bank, and just hold that, just like that. Now,
Roger.
anytime you throw bank in, you're going to decrease your airspeed. So
right.
you need to watch what that's doing as well, because you might have to add just a touch more power if you're changing your heading.
Roger that.
All right. So now that you got your heading back, just kind of visualize that outside landmark, and keep that in the front of you, and keep on that landmark using your rudder, and that'll keep that ball centered for you.
Roger.
Bring a little bit of power out, and airspeed's creeping up a hair.
Yep.
All right. While maintaining this airspeed and altitude, let's do a turn to east.
Turn
All right.
to the east while maintaining this altitude and speed.
Yeah. So
All
just
right. One,
very shallow bank.
very shallow.
And just
Little bit rudder.
little bit of rudder. Keep the ball centered.
Hanover traffic,
Little bit
Warrior
more
51
rudder.
uniforms, left base, runway 34, Hanover.
Oh, that much rudder.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're
A little bit of rudder. There you go. Nose down, just a touch as you're climbing. There you go.
all right.
Got the rudder?
I have the rudder.
All right. Bring it out on east. Perfect. Good. Good job.
Thank you.
Hanover traffic, Warrior 51 uniforms, turning final.
Keep some of that right rudder in
Hanover.
there though, because
That's out of low power, yes.
Yep. A little bit more. There you go.
Got it. I appreciate that because I'm playing with it, and I'm playing with it so much that I'm not finding it.
Just try to keep the ball centered.
Yep.
And you'll feel it in your butt. You know,
Yes.
I mean, you'll feel slightly going to one side or the other. All right, let's do a right turn to south.
Right turn to south. Clearing.
Not too much bank, just very shallow bank.
Very shallow.
Then once you get there, keep that right rudder in so that you don't drift off south. All right, good. Let's do a left turn back to east.
Left turn back to east.
Now that you're not going to need since you're not going to need much left rudder. You're still going to be actually putting in a little bit of right rudder to
I
make
feel
that
it.
turn.
Yep.
Hanover traffic, Warrior 51 uniforms, clear 34, Hanover.
We get vertical change in attitude.
Roger. I wonder what those big people down on the farm are thinking whenever they see something like that.
You know, they probably, I've seen it from another plane, and it doesn't look like as much of a pitch as it feels like in the plane you're in.
We left downwind for just a moment, then left base.
There's very few times I've been concentrating so much on the instruments that
runway hotel is 9 miles to the northeast.
I need to get used to looking outside.
For runway 16,
Yeah.
2300 feet, Carol.
Let's do a 180-degree turn to our right.
180 to the right.
Clear in the air here.
Now, likely the way they're going to do it on the check ride is he's going to ask you to get into slow flight, and then from slow flight go into a stall. Okay. Hey, keep coming around a little bit farther.
All right.
I know I don't really want the sun in our eyes. About there is probably good. I
All
just
right.
don't want to fly directly over King's Dominion again.
Got it.
All
And
right.
Hanover traffic, Airport.
I don't want the sun in my eyes either.
Final runway 34.
All right. So we have
All right, so let's go into slow flight.
all right. We're gonna go into slow flight.
So talk me through it.
We're gonna go ahead and bring the power back to roughly 3,000. We're gonna maintain altitude. Wing level. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the flaps down to take off.
Bring all your flaps in.
All the way in.
Yep. It just happens so fast, you might as well just go and bring them all in.
Right.
All right, start bringing your power in now.
Power.
About 4,200 maybe.
Oh, Russia.
Pitching for about 45 knots.
All right, so now we're trying to hold that attitude slightly around 45.
A
little bit of rudder.
There you go. Good. You did it before I could say it.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and control that speed with pitch.
Yep.
And we're holding at 45 knots.
And 3,000 feet, it all looks really good.
5 feet.
Whew. Still hot up here.
Just a tad. You know what? You probably have the time to concentrate on how hot it is. I don't even feel it.
You're not even thinking about it.
I'm not even thinking about it.
Down to 47 knots over the ground. That's cool. That's pretty slow.
Good.
People up down there looking up going, man, I thought airplanes were supposed to be fast.
Right? Well, nothing compares to seeing a C-117 or a C-5 taking off from the ground. It looks scary.
They don't look like they're flying fast
No,
enough.
they don't look like they're moving almost.
Yeah, nose up just a little bit.
Nose up a little bit.
All right, and let's do a left turn to a heading of south.
Left turn through a heading of south, and we're just going to make little movements.
Tiny bank, tiny rudder.
Tiny bank, tiny rudder. And probably a little bit of right rudders.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Power up a little bit.
Hanover Unicom, 35 Juliet, radio check, Hanover Unicom.
I see the speed bleeding a little bit, so I pitch down.
Probably want to bring a little power in because we've lost a little altitude.
Yes.
To bring it, up 100 RPM or something.
Roger.
It's just that little bit of combination of everything.
Yes.
It just takes fine tuning all the time. Now, let's do a right turn to west.
Right turn to west.
Let's go to 3,500, keep it climbing until you get there. And then level off in slow flight at 45 knots. Maintain westerly heading. All right, bring your power back, lower the nose. You don't want to pick up speed. Bring your power back pretty good quickly. Go. Good. Lower the nose. Good. A little bit of right rudder, a little bit of power, so you don't descend and so you can hold 45. Lower the nose just a touch, you're a little slow.
Almost had to do a recovery there.
Almost. Alright, good. Now let's do a, gotta find that, get that,
yeah, I need to go ahead and find
that spot again for you.
I need to go ahead and correct for that western heading.
Let's keep coming around to east.
Roger.
But just nice and slow, little bang. Coordinated flight, 45 knots. little bit more right rudder, maybe.
Yes.
There you go. Shallow the bank just a hair. Yeah, you don't want a lot of bank. Good. Nice airspeed control, nice altitude control. Good.
All right.
All right, good job. All right, so now we're going to do a constant rate descent. When we do that pretty much the same way, since we've already got our airspeed, we're going to pitch and adjust our power to maintain 45, and we don't want anything more than maybe 200 or 300 feet a minute descent.
Roger.
And we'll go down to 3,000 feet, level off.
All right.
So go ahead, just shallow down angle, and bring the power back 500 or 600 RPM. Well, pretty good. 500 or 600 RPM. You don't want that speed to build up. So you probably need more power out than that. Maybe 3,200 RPM, something like that. There you go.
And I'm trying to find that speed. There we go.
That's perfect right there.
All right.
That's a good angle, and that should give us just about what you want. Yep, a couple hundred feet a minute.
All right, so this is pretty much on the edge of, for example, a final, right?
This is on what now?
This is pretty much on the edge of stalling on final.
Yep. This would be too slow on final approach.
Right.
You wouldn't want to be this slow. But you see, you can't. The airplane will fly this slow.
Yes.
We're not stalling. See the white arc right there?
Yes.
Okay. That white arc is the flap operating range. Okay, so at the very bottom of that white arc is your stalling speed with the flaps fully extended. That's called VSO. At the top of that white arc is your flap extension speed. That's VFE. So you shouldn't be extending the flaps unless you're in that white arc. So you just kind of round that up to 70 though.
Roger that.
The green arc, okay, the bottom of that green arc should be stall speed with the flaps up.
Right.
And we'll be doing power on stalls pretty soon too. Or what we call departure stalls. Coming down to 3,000, level off.
Park here.
So you'll level the nose attitude and then just bring your power back in when you get there. We're not there yet.
Roger.
You don't have to lead it much at this kind of speed.
All right, leveling it off at 3,000.
Hanover traffic, 35 Juliet, taking the active for runway 34, Hanover traffic.
Very nice.
A little bit more comfortable.
It's doing things like this that'll help you really understand how the airplane reacts, and knowing how the airplane reacts and responds will make you more comfortable flying the airplane.
Yes.
You know, you get to know the airplane basically. You get to fly it on the edges so that when you're not flying it on the edges, you know how it's going to behave.
Right.
All right, so now what your examiner was probably going to want you to do is he's probably going to say, okay, go ahead and give me a power off stall. All right, so what you're going to do is you're just going to pitch over. You're going to say, you know, I'm going to pitch over like I'm on a final approach at about a 3-degree pitch. So just Nose over here, about
Right.
3 degrees. Right there. All right, and then say, okay, we're going to stall and bring the nose up.
Bring the nose
Pull
up.
the power off. Hold it right there.
All right, all the power is off.
Keep
Keep that attitude
yeah,
on until it drops off.
a little bit of right rudder.
Good,
Not much.
right rudder.
Not much.
I got it.
All right,
all right.
lower the nose. Power in.
And right rudder.
Right rudder. Take flaps to take off.
Time to take off. We are
Still got a ways
climbing
to go.
now.
There you go.
All right, we have a positive rate of climb and
Yeah.
DY, and
Go ahead and bring your
Flaps.
flaps up.
all the way up.
All right, good job.
All right.
How we doing? All right, that was pretty good.
Nice. All right, and now we are leveling off at 3,000 again.
Hanover traffic.
So we bring the power back to cruising speed.